Today, the world of entertainment was shaken by an unexpected gesture from Can Yaman on his birthday. It all began when Demet Özdemir shared a simple, bright photograph, accompanied by a poetic phrase. A small dream, a bit of April, mostly me. Her followers reacted with affection, but no one expected what happened next. Can Yaman left a public comment under that photo. A direct, emotional, almost intimate message. You are beautiful in every way. You will always be special to me. Many interpreted these words as a return to the past, to that love story born on a set that captured millions of hearts. However, this gesture did not go unnoticed by Sara Bluma, Can's current partner. According to sources close to her, she felt hurt and told friends, even on his birthday, he still lives in what has already ended. It is said that during the private celebration in Italy, the atmosphere changed instantly. Witnesses claimed that Sara ended up in tears and that Can walked alone toward the beach, looking at his phone in silence. Later, Sara posted a sentence that fueled the controversy. You cannot walk beside someone who has not learned to say goodbye to their past. Demet remained completely silent. No reaction, no statements. Some interpret that silence as deliberate distance. There are even whispers of a private conversation in which she said, I do not want my personal life to become headlines again. Colleagues have shown support for Demet, saying she should not be dragged back into an emotional triangle she believed closed. And yet, here we are. Years later, a single sentence reopened questions many thought were buried. Was it simply a birthday greeting, or the sign that this love was never truly over? What is certain is that when the names Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir appear together, the world holds its breath. Because some stories never leave. They wait for a spark to return. To me, Demet's journey is not that of a woman stuck in memory, but of someone who learned to live with what the past meant without losing herself. She never pretended it was painless and never erased what shaped her. She understands something essential. The heart does not delete, it transforms. She did not need noise to exist. Her authenticity was visible in her gaze, in her presence. The connection she shared with Can was natural and unforced. When something like that ends, it does not disappear. It stays quietly. Today, she is defined not by what was, but by what she built afterwards. She rose with dignity, without turning pain into spectacle. If a trace of sorrow remains, it is not weakness, it is grace. Comparisons with other women in Can's life are meaningless. What marked them was sincerity, not fame or appearance. Demet never used the past for attention. She let it rest. She continued forward with calm intelligence. While others shouted, she remained true to herself. But one thing is undeniable. Beside Can, she had a different kind of light. That does not mean they must reunite. It simply means that what is real never disappears. It changes form. Looking at her now, I see a woman who learned to love without clinging, to let go without erasing, to remember without being trapped. A woman who grew without stepping on anyone. And that quiet, steady light still shines. Not to attract attention, but because that is her nature. People say the public is tired. I think what tires is not the truth, but manipulation. If two people shared a path and then separated, that is life. If someone, however, altered balances for convenience, that is strategy, not love. And in that context, Demet's silence speaks louder than any statement. I am not saying she never made mistakes, but overall, I see integrity. She does not burn bridges, nor does she use others as stepping stones. That is what sets her apart. If one day their paths cross again or never do, that will be their matter. What remains is the legacy they left. And in Demet's case, it is the image of a woman who held her name without turning it into a weapon. In a world where everything can be traded, that has a value that does not fade. I also think about the difficulty of forgetting. Those who tell her, "Don't think about anything," admit that healing takes time. Forgetting doesn't mean erasing. It means rearranging. And if today we see her more selective, more careful with what she shows, more rigorous with what she accepts, it's not because she has become distant, but because she has learned that peace of mind is not negotiable. Growing up sometimes means closing doors that lead nowhere, even when others ask us to leave them open just in case the myth decides to return. Demet stands at a decisive turning point to solidify her name beyond any external narrative. That means choosing projects that challenge her, not flatter her, surrounding herself with teams that inspire her, not use her, building a career that 10 years from now she can look back on without regrets. I wouldn't be surprised if she embraced less obvious, more daring roles, perhaps with directors who ask for truth rather than perfection. That's when an actress becomes indispensable, when she no longer seeks to please, but to express something real. Is there still room for the public's dreams? Always. Collective memory needs its symbols, and the connection many still feel when her name crosses that of her former partner is part of this era's popular culture. But my conviction is different. The best way to honor what once was is to allow everyone to fully be who they are. Demet is doing that. She's allowing herself to be a woman before a character, a professional before a cover, a person before a trend. And in times that confuse fame with truth, that gesture, being the owner of her own story, is worth more than any rumor. For all these reasons, if I had to choose one word to define Demet, I'd choose strength. Not because she doesn't tremble, we all do, but because she has learned to stand firm even when the ground beneath her shakes. I admire her for that, for reminding us that honest work, prudence, and coherence still matter. And because, even when the world applauds the noise, she continues to believe in the music.